Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I was just moving through my own little flow and I loved it so much that I figured I would turn on the camera and just do it with you. So it's going to be focusing around love, just coming into the body, finding some gratitude. Come to the top of your mat in your mountain pose, bring your arms to your sides, palms flip forward. I'm just taking a few breaths here. Noticing how you feel, noticing your energy, and any thoughts that might be swirling around in the mind. I invite you to just sway from side to side on the feet. Maybe coming onto the toes or onto the heels, just lifting up through the toes. And just connecting with movement and breath. Giving yourself some love and acceptance for where your body is today, in this moment. Some gratitude for yourself for bringing you to your practice, for giving yourself this time to just move and to breathe. Start to ground down through all four corners of your feet. Turn your hip points slightly upward, tucking your tailbone down the spine. A slight engagement through the core. Take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then draw the shoulder blades down your back. Breathing in to grow nice and tall, lifting out of the hips. Breathing out to ground down and to connect. Making your breath nice and audible. Maybe taking a couple of cleansing breaths. In through the nose, fill all the way up. Maybe hold it for a moment at the top. And release, letting it go. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in the love, the light, the energy. Let it build up within you. And sigh out any negative energy, stagnant energy, anything that's no longer serving you. Open your eyes if they were closed. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching the fingers overhead, keeping your arms on top of your shoulders. Really lift up through the fingers, out through the hips. Now take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill all the way up. And with your breath out, start to feel your sides lengthen and pull down. Take a breath in. Maybe lift the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms to touch, hands through heart center and fold forward. Take an inhale into a halfway lift. Find a nice flat back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. With your exhale, melt the heart back down, forward fold. Maybe nodding the head yes, shaking it no a couple times, maybe swaying from side to side. The first few moments of my practice are some of my favorite because I could really feel the sensations in my body as they start to lengthen and stretch, become a little bit more fluid. So feel free to just sway the hips from side to side here, maybe planting the hands down for balance. And then heel toe your feet to the sides of your mat. If you can't get your palms down to the ground here, you can use a block or anything that could just lift up the heart. Make sure the tailbone is lifted to the sky. Now take a deep breath in, really open through the shoulder blades. Lift the heart and pull the shoulders towards the ground and pull the upper body back. Exhale, fold forward, let the head be heavy. Inhale, find that lift through the upper body. Exhale, fold. We'll do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can keep using that block if you'd like. Plant the right palm down towards the center of the mat in front of your face, or sorry, underneath your face. Now bring the left hand up to the sky. Turn the chest to the side, maybe let your gaze follow. Breathe in. Option here to bring a bind, bringing the left hand around to the right hip. Take a breath in. Reach the fingers high. Exhale, release left hand down, taking the place of the right. Turning towards the right side, reaching the right fingers up high. Option to bring the right hand around to the left hip. One more breath in. And a breath out, bring your chest back towards the mat, right hand comes down. Bend deeply into the knees, then step one foot to the bottom of your mat and then the other, finding a nice tall spine of a nice plank here. If you need to, drop the knees. Reach the heels towards the bottom of the mat. Open between the shoulder blades. Engage the core, hug the belly in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Shift your weight forward, shoulders beyond the wrists. Slowly lower down to the mat for 3, for 2, and 1. Belly comes down to the ground. Untuck the toes here. Palms under the shoulders, start to lift through the heart, either a couple ribs or you could straight through the arms, coming into a baby cobra. Follow your exhale, letting your belly lower down to the ground. Tuck the toes, lift yourself up through tabletop, and then come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bending one knee and then the other. And then just find stillness, connect with your breath, connect with your body. Notice how you feel. Drop the knees down to the mat. Open them nice and wide and take a child's pose. Sinking your hips to the heels, melt the belly between the thighs, relax the forehead down to the mat. Grounding down through the palms, start to roll through the shoulders, come back into your tabletop, and moving all the way into your plank. Option to keep the knees lowered or coming back into that high plank. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ground down through the left palm here. Start to roll the hips over towards the left side, stacking them here. Stack the shoulders. Reach the right fingertips up to the sky for a side plank. Breathing in. Option here to reach the right fingers forward, maybe piking up through the hips. Take an inhale. And an exhale, finding that long line of energy. Reach the right hand towards the right hip. Then turn the right foot towards the outside of the left side of your mat. We're coming into wild thing. So if you're short on space like I am, just maybe hop over towards the left side of your mat. Right hand between your thighs. Now breathe in, point the left toes, lift up through the hips, reach the right hand up and over. Feeling a nice opening across the heart. Breathe in. Maybe place your right hand towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale, turn the chest back towards the mat. Right hand comes down to the ground. Step the right foot forward in between your hands and release the left knee down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Finding a low lunge, breathing in and out. If you'd like, you can stay here. Or if you'd like more of an opening, bring the hands to the top of the leg, maybe sinking the hips down a little lower. Stay here, or inhale, reach the arms high. Vinyasas, crescent lunge. Breathing in. Breathing out, cactus through the arms here. Bend into the elbows, but then pull the elbows back behind you, palms facing forward. A nice opening across the chest, maybe lift the gaze. Breathe in. And breathe out, swing the arms back, and then frame them around your foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the mat. And then just step the left foot down to the ground, finding a warrior one stance. Just the toes turn out to a 45. If you have tight hamstrings here, bring your hands to your hips, find a nice flat back. Or if you're a little bit more flexy, you can keep your hands down to the ground, straightening through that right leg, pyramid pose. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Then softly bend into that right knee. Start to bring the weight into that right leg. Tap the left toes off the mat. Walk the fingers forward underneath the face. Finding balancing warrior 3. Option to stay here or bring hands to heart center. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Reach the arms forward, start to rise up, coming into your stork pose, hovering that left foot off the ground, maybe lifting the knee in line with the hip. Breathing in and breathing out. Making this dynamic, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, swing the arms back, send the left toes back, warrior 3. Try to keep that heart lifted here. Now, inhale, bend into that right knee, sweep the left knee forward. Exhale, send it right back. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out, send the left toes back behind you. Keep that heel lifted, finding a high lunge. Fingers reach up high, breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat, framing around the right foot. Send the right foot back either into your down dog or keep it floating all the way up to the sky for your 3-legged dog. Take an inhale. And an exhale. You can either drop that right foot down or shift your weight forward, coming into your, what's this called? A plank. And then slowly lower down through your chaturanga, either baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Whew. Breathe in. And breathe out, come into your down dog. Pedal out the feet. Feeling a little bit of heat in the body. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands, either step or you can hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Shake the head yes, shake it no. Inhale, sweep the arms high, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful job. Now inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart, fold all the way down. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step back into your plank. Option to drop the knees or stay here. Finding that heat. If you're short on space, maybe move your plank towards the left side of your mat. Inhaling here, draw the belly in. Exhale, balloon up through the back body. Weight comes into the right hand as you start to turn over towards the left side. Sweeping the left fingers high. Maybe look up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option for the fingers to reach overhead, maybe piking up through the hips. Take an inhale. And an exhale, bring the hips back in line with the body. Send the left fingers back. Step the left toes back behind the right leg. Drop the hips down low. Prepare for your wild there. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Reach the left fingers high. Opening across the heart space. Breathe. Maybe bring the left hand to the heart. Inhale. Exhale, close it all back down. Left hand comes to the mat. And then bring the left foot in between the hands, finding your low lunge. Releasing the back knee down and untucking the toes. And just settling into the hips, noticing any sensations. Maybe you can send that right leg back longer behind you. When you're ready, you can either bring the hands to the top of the thigh or inhale, reach them all the way up. Exhale, maybe lunging deeper into the hips. Inhale here. Exhale, open the arms, cactus. Enjoying this nice heart opener. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Swing the arms back behind you and then plant them around the foot. Preparing for pyramid. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And gently just step the right foot down to the ground. Heels down, the toes turn out 45. Again, bringing the hands to the hips if you need, or straightening through that left leg. Bringing the hands out to the mat if you'd like. Find your breath here. Let go of what the ego wants this pose to look like. One side might look completely different than the other, and that's okay. There's a beauty in noticing the different sides, the differences in your body, and then honoring those differences. Not worrying about forcing the one side that might be a little tighter to make it look like the other. Take one more breath in. And let it go. And coming into your balancing warrior 3, soft bend into that left knee as you prepare. Walk the hands forward, straighten through that left leg, maybe hover the right toes off the mat for a minute, or you can send it up high. Keep your fingers down, either onto the mat or a block, or lifting your hands to heart center. Inhale, straighten through the upper body. Lift the hands up high, hover that right foot, maybe coming into stork pose. Making this dynamic. Inhale, reach the fingers high. Exhale, send the hands back behind you, right toes point back. Try to keep the heart lifted. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, send it back. It's okay to fall out. We'll move through one more here. Inhale, rising up. Beautiful job. Exhale, keep the fingers lifted. Send the right toes back for your high lunge. Really lift up through that back heel. Widen your stance if you need to. Breathe in. Breathe out, release the hands down, framing around the foot. Yogi's choice here for that vinyasa, either one-legged or the left foot can step down. Come into your down dog or three-legged dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, shift forward into your plank. Slowly lower down, hug elbows to the sides, chaturanga. Inhale, lift, open across the heart. Up dog or baby cobra. Feels good. Come over the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. Drop the knees down to the ground here. Coming into puppy pose. Bring the toes towards the bottom of your mat to give you a bit more space. The difference here between child's pose and puppy pose is that you really want your hips stacked on top of the knees. Then walk the hands forward. Lower either onto the forearms. You could stay here if this is enough. If you'd like to move deeper, slide the fingers forward. Bring the chin to the mat or the forehead. And feel really good across the heart and the shoulders. Ground down in through the palms, shift the weight forward. Bring the belly towards the mat, the hips as well. Finding a quick little Sphinx pose, grounding down through the arms, the forearms. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Open your elbows to the side, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Now coming into broken wing pose or scorpion pose. Open the left arm out into a T. Left palm stays down. To lessen the stretch, slide the left hand down towards your hips. To deepen the stretch, bring the palm forward, cactusing through the arm. Yogi's choice, I would suggest starting with the arm out into a T. Right hand comes under the right shoulder. Ever so slowly start to roll onto the left side body. Now you could stay here controlling how much you lift the hips, or you can step the right foot down outside or in front of that left leg. Relax the head down, breathing in, breathing out. Option to keep that right hand down or swing it around the back body, maybe tucking it underneath the left hip. Option to slide the left foot down as well. Breathe in, and breathe out, release, sending the left leg long if it was bent. Reach the right hand up and over, placing it back down to the mat, and then closing the hips down. We'll take it to the other side. Right arm comes out. Then start to roll over onto the right side body. Step that left foot down, and then maybe finding that bind. Maybe slide the right foot down as well. Beautiful job. Bring the left hand back down to the mat. Close both legs down to the ground. Finding a nice Sphinx pose, or you can come into seal. Open the legs wide to the bottom corners of your mat. Hands come down to the ground and start to lift up through the heart, through the spine. Let the hips relax down to the ground. Maybe let the head lift up and fall back. Breathe in. And breathe out, lower all the way down. Tuck the back toes, finding a nice plank lift up. Come through your tabletop and into your down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend into the knees, look up to the hands. Step or hop up to the top of your mat, inhaling into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reach high. Exhale, hands down to heart. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, hands through heart center, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step, or you can hop back into your plank and lower through your chaturanga. Find your lift. And find your down dog. Take a breath here. And let it go. Now step the right foot forward between the hands, drop the left heel down to the ground, toes turn out, 45. Breathe in, rise up, warrior one. Lunge into that right knee. Breathe in. Breathe out, open the arms and interlace the hands behind the back body. Press the knuckles down towards the ground, open across the heart. Breathing in. Breathing out, surrender the heart down. Humbling yourself. Right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Lift the hands away from the low back. Humble warrior. Now rise out of your humble warrior. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, warrior one. Bring your hands down to your heart space. Bring the weight to the right leg. As you hop onto the right foot, send the left knee out in front of you for stork pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh for standing pigeon pose or figure four. Bending into that right knee. Start to feel a stretch into the left hip flexor here. Whoop. It's okay to fall out. You can always use a hand to the wall for this pose, as it's mostly feeling the deep stretch, not so much the balance here. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful job. Inhale, rise up. Stork. Exhale, mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, hands through heart fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back into your plank. Move through your flow. Exhale into your down dog, giving yourself a full round of breath. Switching sides, left foot steps forward. Right heel comes down, toes 45. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, lunge into the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring your hands into the fist behind you. Knuckles press down. Lift through the heart. Breathe in and breathe out, humble warrior. Surrender your heart down. Humbling yourself. Trusting the process, the universe. Take a slow inhale, sweep the fingers up, forward and up, warrior one. Now bringing your hands to heart, finding that balancing stork pose. Weight comes into the left leg, step the right foot forward. Breathing in and breathing out, figure four or standing pigeon, crossing the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Sink deeply into the hips. Press the palms together. Engage through that right foot. Make sure the toes are pulling towards the right knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, rise up, stork. Exhale, hands through heart. Step the right foot down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, hands through heart. Fold all the way down. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, step. We're planting the hands down, step or hop into your plank. Move through your vinyasa. Downward dog. Take a deep inhale. And an exhale. Stepping the right foot forward, drop the left heel down towards the right side of the mat. Windmill the arms all the way up, coming into your warrior two. Finding your breath, find your strength. Take an inhale and an exhale. Breathe in, send your right fingers forward, bringing your belly towards the right thigh. Strong through the core, keep pulling that left shoulder back instead of rounding forward. Now inhale, send the right arm towards the left shoulder, leaning the chest back, bringing the gaze to the sky. Wrap the left arm under the right. Giving yourself a little hug. Sending yourself some love and gratitude. Breathe in. Breathe out, open back, right fingers forward, hinging forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, coming right back. Exhale, open. Breathe in. Breathe out, come into your warrior two. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Turn the right toes towards the left side of the mat. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Keep your hands to your hips as you start to hinge forward, flat back. Maybe bringing your hands down to the ground, underneath the face. You can widen your stance here if you'd like. Stay lifted with a flat back, or you can start to hinge forward a little bit more. Maybe bringing the top of the head down towards the mat. Slowly lift yourself back up out of this. Hands come under the shoulders, find a nice flat back. Breathe in. Breathe out, melt the heart down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Walk the hands towards the back of your mat. Turn your left toes to face the back of your mat, keeping your right toes as they are. Bend into the left knee. Windmill the arms all the way up, warrior two. Finding your breath. Maybe closing your eyes. Opening your eyes if they were closed. Send the left fingers forward. Pull the right shoulder back. Now take an exhale. Bring the left hand to the top of the right shoulder. The right hand to the left. Open the heart, lean back. Find the lunge if you've lost it. Inhale. Send the arms open, lean forward. Exhale, bring it back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful job. Open warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet towards each other. Finding your yogi squat or malasana. Bring your hands through heart center and sink all the way down into the knees. So you can bring your elbows to the insides of the thighs, dropping your hips down low. Wiggle yourself into this position so you feel comfortable. So you can open through the knees and lift the heart. Ever so slowly, coming out of this pose, one hand comes in front, one hand comes back behind you. Lowering down onto the hips, finding a nice seat. Just taking a few breaths. Now opening your eyes, plant your hands down towards the top of your mat. Make your way into a plank, keeping the knees dropped down low this time and giving yourself a gentle little break. Hands come under the shoulders. Taking a different chaturanga this time, just dropping the chest and the chin down to the mat. Bring your gaze forward and press your belly and your heart towards the mat. Ever so slowly shift the weight forward, belly comes to the ground. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing cobras here, you can stay in your baby cobras. Otherwise, take a breath in. Lift through the heart, bring your gaze over to the left shoulder. Exhale, lower it down. Breathe in, lift the heart, gaze comes to the right. Exhale, lower. We'll do that once more. Intimidation cobra to the left, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful job. Send your hands back behind you. Reach your hands for the outsides of the feet. You can rest your chin down to the ground. Maybe just stretching the quads here, pressing the hips and the pelvis into the mat. Maybe you'd like to stretch the tops of the legs, bringing your hands to the tops of the feet and pressing the feet down to the mat. From here, switch your grip to the outsides of the feet, the ankles or the shins. I like to hold on to my ankles and then point or flex my feet so I can have like a really strong grip. Then lift through the heart, pull the shoulders back. Draw the knees towards each other. Take a deep inhale, lift the heart more. Exhale, lift the knees and the thighs off the mat. Floor bow pose. Feeling the compression into the belly. Maybe lift the gaze. One more breath in. With your breath out, ever so slowly lower back down. Release the feet, hands come under the shoulders. Press yourself up through a plank, tabletop, and then take a closed-legged child's pose. Bringing your knees to touch. Melt your belly over the thighs. Maybe send your arms back behind you. Slowly lifting out of this pose, bring your hands under your shoulders, lift yourself up. Now we'll take camel pose here. You can stay sitting onto your heels, your fingers pressing into the low back, your palms as well. Drawing your elbows together. If you'd rather, you can come into a kneeling position. Lifting through the heart, press your hands into the low back. Slight tuck to the chin. Engage through the core. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Send your hips forward, maybe lean back a little more. An option to let the head fall back. Stretching across the thyroid. Breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze the core, shoulders on top of hips, and then drop back down to the heels. Just pausing for a breath here. We'll take a second set. Yogi's choice. You could take that same variation, maybe the one where you're sitting onto your heels. Or you can come back to your kneeling, tuck the toes if you'd like. Press the hands back into the low back, or reach your fingers high. Draw the thumbs back behind you, press your hips forward. Keep that engagement to the core as you lift the gaze. Maybe you can bring the hands to the low back if it's more supportive, or you can reach one hand to the heel and then the other. Really open across the heart. Press the hips forward. Gently, hands come to the low back. Then lift the shoulders and squeeze the core. Release the toes, coming to sit back onto the heels. Observe the sensations in the body and the breath. Opening the eyes. Swing your legs out in front of you, coming onto your hips. Now bringing your hands behind your back body. Lift the heels off the ground, just having your tiptoes to the ground. Open through the heart, the shoulders pull back. Then lift one toe off the mat, then the other. Moving with your breath. Maybe you can sweep your arms alongside your legs. Maybe you can float both legs high. Breathing in, breathing out. Option to move through a little flow here. Breathe in, breathe out. Send your toes out long. Start to hinge backward for a low boat. Then breathe in, high boat. Breathe out, low boat. Once more, breathe in. Breathe out for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Step your feet down to the ground. Pressing the low back firmly down into the mat. If you'd like, it might feel good to bring the knees in towards the chest. Wrap your hands around your shins. And then curl your chest, your chin, your forehead down towards your knees. Gently release, feet down to the mat. Bring your hands, make sure you can tickle your ankles here. Finding bridge pose, root down through your forearms. Draw your thighs towards each other. It's okay if they're not touching. Then root down through the soles of the feet. Start to lift up the hips, vertebrae by vertebrae. Feeling a stretch into the tops of the thighs. Then from here, once you're onto your shoulders, you can tuck the shoulders underneath you, interlace the hands into a fist, and then open to the heart a little bit more. Breathe. Beautiful job. One more breath in. Gently release the hands and slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae, untucking the shoulders from underneath you. Bringing the hips back down to the mats. Yogi's choice to come into a second round of bridge. I'm going to cue full wheel pose. And if this isn't in your practice, that is no problem at all. It's typically not in mine, but because we've done so many back bends and I like to challenge myself every once in a while, I will move through it, so feel free to join me, even halfway. So aligning yourself again, bringing your heels towards your fingertips. Then bring your hands overhead, placing the palms down to the mat, your wrists point forward. Fingers towards your shoulders. Draw your knees together, your elbows together. Start to root down through the feet, lifting through the hips just like in bridge pose. Then lift through the hands, pop up onto the crown of the head. From here you can stay or lower back down and find bridge pose. Otherwise, if you'd like, straighten through the arms, lift through the hips and the legs for wheel. Find your breath. Feel the heart beating a little bit quicker. Find your peace. One more breath in. And a breath out. Slowly lower back onto the top of the head. Then tucking the chin into the chest, the shoulders. Lower vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back down. Take a breath here. Letting a sense of peace wash over you. Maybe bring your knees in towards your chest. Move intuitively. What does your body need in this moment? feel free to take a couple more stretches here. Maybe curling in towards the knees, swaying from side to side, giving yourself a really big squeeze. Maybe bending happy baby. Reaching for the outsides of the feet, lifting the heels to the sky. Maybe if it feels good, stretching through each leg. Or maybe through both. When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet to touch, releasing them down to the mat. Open the knees like a book for reclined cobbler's pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. Place your right hand to the belly and left hand to the heart. Coming into your final resting pose. And feeling the body start to cool down even more. Noticing how you feel. Feel your heart beating underneath your left palm. Send it some love and gratitude for working every single day, every single moment, for being aware of your emotions, of your surroundings, even when you might not be. Feel your belly and chest rise underneath your right palm and fall with your breath out. Sending love and gratitude to your breath, to your lungs, and your entire respiratory system for operating every single second of every single day without your telling it to do something. Thank it for guiding you through any stressful time, through excitement, and honor it. For as long as you have your breath, no one can take away your peace. Sending love and gratitude to the rest of your sending love and gratitude to the rest of your torso. All the internal organs, all the muscles, all the inner workings that move and exist just for you. Hold love and gratitude for your limbs, your arms, your legs, your palms, your feet. For moving you wherever you want to go. For allowing you to exist and to create, to explore and adventure. Send love and gratitude to your entire body for working as one, for being a vessel to your soul, to your spirit, for allowing you to exist in this beautiful and chaotic life. For being able to see, to feel all of nature around us. Allow yourself to fall a little bit deeper in love with life, with existence, with yourself and with your body. stay here for as long as you need. Maybe pausing the video. And when you're ready, you could bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs, drawing your knees back together. Bring your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a great big hug. Now you can rock and roll on the spine to make your way up into a seat, or you can roll over onto your side body if that's more supportive for you. And coming into your seat, we'll take a few more breaths. Maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Bring your hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into your sternum. And I just want to thank you for joining me for this practice. I want to thank you for existing. And if no one's told you this yet today, I am so proud of you. I see you and I acknowledge you. And I love you. Let's take a breath in together. Sweep the arms up high. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. The divine love and light in me sees, acknowledges, and honors the divine and love and light in you, and knows that they are the same. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.